Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about a really interesting romance movie. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to help the channel out. It's a beautiful Friday in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. In the first scene, we see a girl walking down the stairs of her beautiful apartment. Her name is Tana. While trying to go out, Tana receives a call from her fiancé. His name is Jade, and he is in Abuja, which happens to be the capital city of Nigeria. Jade tries to talk dirty with Tana at first, but she tells him to stop, stating that it's still too early to do such a thing. Jade says he misses Tana, but she taunts him about always promising to visit her in her city, but never does. Jade says he will see her next month, but he asks her if she would like to come visit him in Abuja. She says it's not possible because of her work, so Jade promises to see her next month in Lagos. Then the pair ends the call. After the call, we see Jade's friend Jarrell. Jarrell calls Jade out for asking Tana if she can visit him in Abuja. When Jade says he was just trying to see how much Tana knows, then we get a glimpse of what is actually happening. Jade has another woman he wants to get married to, but he keeps Tana as a side chick, for reasons best known to him. Tomorrow is his wedding, so he is trying to confirm if Tana knows about his shenanigans. Jarrell says that Tana might decide to visit him, and that Jade should not make jokes with something as serious as this. Jade assures him that he has everything under control, and that Tana isn't coming anytime soon. While Tana is at work, she is called into the office by her boss. Her boss tells her that she was invited for an emergency meeting in Abuja, and that Tana would have to represent her in the meeting. Tana hesitates with her facial expression, but her boss assures her that she has her accommodation and transportation taken care of. She asks Tana to go home and park her luggages, and that her flight would be taking off by 3:45 p.m. While Tana is heading home to park her stuff, she tries to call Jade to inform him of her visit to Abuja, but his phone is switched off. She takes it as Faith wanting them to meet, so she decides to make it a surprise visit. Later in the day, we see Jade lodging into a hotel with his 3 friends. Tomorrow is his wedding, so he and the guys have decided to have his bachelor party in the hotel. While Tana is getting ready to leave, she decides to call her friend who lives in Abuja. Her name is Karen. Remembering she hasn't called in a while, she hesitates, but decides to call anyways. Karen picks the call and expresses her surprise of being called by Tana after a long time. The both friends laughs it off, so Tana informs Karen of her visit to Abuja, then they agree to meet up in the hotel where Tana will be staying for the weekend. Tana's flight lands in Abuja, then we see Jade and his 3 friends in his room. They take some drinks, and then we see the 3 friends leaving Jade in his room to have his rest. Jade decides to relax in his room, then we see Tana lodging in the same hotel where Jade and his friends are lodged. As Tana is giving her reservation details to the receptionist, she receives a call from her boss. Her boss tells her that the meeting has been cancelled, but she can take the weekend off and resume work on Monday. Tana ends the call in excitement, then we hear her saying the weekend will be lit for her and her friend. Hours later, Jarrell comes to Jade's room and wakes him up. He tells him that he is getting married tomorrow, and that he has only tonight to do what he has not done before. Jade asks for his plans for the night, then Jarrell pitches the idea of having up to 9 women around for a sex party. Jade sarcastically says it's a good idea, then he tells his friend that he is getting married in order to be free from those kind of frivolous lifestyle. Jade ends it by saying he needs to get married tomorrow, come rain or sunshine, and his bride must be Ivy. Jarrell asks him what he plans to do about Tana, but Jade says there is a lot more at stake if he doesn't get married to Ivy. Jarrell wishes him the best and tells him to have more rest, before they head to their bachelor party in the evening. When Jarrell leaves the room, we see the bride-to-be in another scene. Her name is Ivy, and these are her 3 friends who are also in her bridal train. What they are discussing here isn't relevant to our story, so let's leave them here. We see Tana and her friend Karen, coming into the room. The pair sits down, then they begin to bond after not seeing for a long while. Tana tells Karen that her meeting would no longer be holding anymore, so she says she'll be spending the time with her man. Karen expresses her surprise of Tana being in a relationship after her last breakup, but Tana reassures her by showing off her engagement ring. Karen berates Tana for not telling her of the relationship, but Tana apologizes to her friend, stating that she and Jade are not planning on going public about their relationship yet. Karen receives a phone call, then she tells Tana that she has to leave. She says that her coworker is getting married, and that she has to go pick up her dress for the wedding. Tana sees Karen off, but she coincidentally meets Jade at the reception of the hotel. Shocked on seeing Tana in the same hotel, Jade asks her what she is doing in Abuja. She explains everything to him, but Jade says he doesn't seem to believe anything she's saying. She asks him what he is doing in the hotel, then he says he came to the hotel with his friends for fun. They both go to Tana's room and get intimate, so Jade spends the night in her arms. The next morning, which is the wedding day, Ivy receives a call from Jarrell. He tells her that Jade hasn't been seen since the previous night, and that no one has access to his room. Ivy gets to the hotel and throws tantrums on everyone, asking them to provide her husband or she is going to create a scene. Jade gets back to his room while Tana is asleep, but he forgets his phone in her room. Ivy and the group all head to Jade's room and knocks on his door, calling his name to know if he is still in his room. Jade comes out and tells them he's fine. Tana sees them, then she asks Jade why Ivy is caressing him, but he runs inside and tries to shut the door. They all come inside the room, so the truth is eventually revealed to everyone. After a few minutes of scuffle and disbelief in everyone's face, Jarrell asks that they all leave the room for Jade and the two women who have been played. Tana asks Karen to stay put, then she calls Jade a piece of shit, to which Ivy interrupts and tells her never to talk to her husband like that. The two women engage in an argument, then Tana narrates how she met Jade. In a flashback, it is shown that Tana has just gotten her heart broken by her fiancé, but Jade consoles her and takes her to his apartment. Seeing that she's in a depressed state, he professes love to her, and that's how they've been in the relationship for the past 3 years. Tana says that she is pregnant for Jade, and that it was supposed to be a surprise, but he broke her heart. Jade tells her to stop acting all righteous. He says Tana gave him everything, but she never gave him money, saying that she's the stingiest woman he's ever known. Surprised at his statement, Ivy asks Jade if he has been with her because of her father's money, but he replies by saying he loves her and not because of her father's money. Tana walks out of the room with the others, then we see Ivy showing signs of Stockholm Syndrome for Jade. She eventually forgives him and tells him to suit up for the wedding, and that everyone is waiting at the wedding venue. Tana walks into the room again, but this time, she's also wearing a wedding dress. She says she's ready, and that Jade must marry her too. Seeing this, Ivy becomes frustrated with everything, then she tells Jade that she's done with him. She walks out of the room, then Tana walks up to Jade and asks him why he kept on deceiving her if he never loved her. Jade says he loves her and that they should get married, but Tana sees right through him and tells him she's also done with him. Jade asks her what she intends to do with the baby, then she says her baby doesn't need a father like him. She finally walks out of the room and leaves Jade regretting his actions. Moral of the story is, you can't eat your cake and still have it. People have emotions, and playing with them might get you in a big mess. If you enjoyed the story, you can check out our channel for more interesting stories. Also subscribe to our channel to help us out.